You have been frustrated. Now tell me you haven't felt like laying on the horn sometimes, zipping around and just plowing through all those other clunkers? Unless you're a race driver, there's little you can do.
But now there's a race for the rest of us. It's called Enduro Stocks, and it's the greatest.
First thing you need is a car, preferably a full-sized American boat, say 18 to 20 feet and at least 2 tons. This 74 Olds Toronado fills the bill nicely. Front-wheel drive, power windows, leather interior, that's nice. Got your tilt, got your cruise, and 330 throbbing, gas-guzzling ponies under the hood. Nothing a couple of gallons of STP won't cure. Once you've made your best deal with the salesman...
$5.50.
$9.95.
$7.
$9.95.
$7.50.
$9.95.
You take it home for a couple of minor modifications, and by race day, that sedate boulevard cruiser has become a lean, mean, crunching machine. It's now ready for the new and rapidly growing sport known as Enduro Stock Car Racing. Basically, you run what you brung. You don't have to go fast, you just have to last. It's an opportunity for good old clunkers and good old boys and girls to do hot laps on a real track and fulfill those childhood dreams of running with Cale and AJ and King Richard.
This is fun. This is the best fun you can have. I just come out here one time, I watched it, I said, I got to try this. And I've done it 3 times, and every time I've done fairly well, and I've had a really good time. It's a lot of fun.
It got too expensive out on the streets, so I decided to bring it here.
Well, because you can get out there and go crazy in your car without hurting anybody on the freeway and stuff like that on the streets.
Ophelia Garcia is the only woman in a field of 150 men.
I can take it.
And Cindy Yates, who owns the pink Plymouth Ophelia will drive, has done this before. She thinks more women ought to be out on that track.
I didn't convince her. She wanted to do it, and I think if she wants to do it, she ought to, because it's an experience of a lifetime.
Even the skipper of America's Cup contender USA, Tom Blackaller, is not above getting down and dirty in an old Chevy. The Olds has been prepped by father and son team of Jim and Tom Heller. They've removed the interior and the window glass, installed a roll bar, they didn't tell me about that, massaged a few more horses from the engine with liberal doses of hot plugs and 90 weight, and thoughtfully, they've calculated my chances.
It's got a great chance. This car is great big engine. It's got a 455 front-wheel drive, and it's got a lot more power than I think most of these cars out here have.
What's your assessment of this particular driver this particular day?
I think he's history. I think he's big-time target.
My confidence approaching the red line, I suit up into my fire suit, jump astride my mount, and await my battle orders as my fellow opponents jockey into position for some 40 rows behind me.
Hey, Richard, turn on, man! Come on, number 5, turn the court!
Better get out of my way! Right behind you! I hope you got a piece of the rock!
Keep on coming! I'm ahead of you!
Just as things were starting to get ugly, the race began. It takes some time for things to get moving with 170 clunkers careening around the oval. Turn 1 turns into your worst horror. Imagine Friday afternoon, 5 o'clock, rush hour, freeway on-ramp, but this time 2 feet of mud. It takes 30 laps before I finally hit my stride. After that, I'm cooking, I'm booking, I'm hauling the U.S. mail until some bozo hits me. Oh, one thing. In an enduro, there are no yellow or caution flags. You stall, you sit there for the rest of the race watching oncoming traffic play tag with your bumper. The only time they stop the race is if you turn over or catch fire. That's why I carried a road flare under my seat. The winner is either the last one still running or the first to finish 150 laps. And as night fell, I just completed 40 laps when the unthinkable happened.
Richard Hart for KPX Evening Magazine. starting to get brave out there. Oh, Jesus.
With only 1/3 of the race gone, Numero 5 snaps a drive shaft.
I was going great. I lost the transmission.
And whom should I run into but the guy who ran into me?
I figured it was a good chance. Get myself on TV.
The race was taking its toll. After 100 laps, fewer than half the field remained. Ophelia was the latest victim.
Some idiot hit me and sent me into two parked cars and locked my...
2 hours after it began, mercifully, it ended. There was the thrill of victory and the agony of the sheet metal. The once chrome-plated kings of the road, reduced to mud-spattered conceptual art. But we who ran here will never forget the feeling of running wheel to wheel, fender to fender, and hood indoor. It was best summed up by this gentleman. Tired, dirty, wrecked, but not a loser.
Hey, first of all, that wasn't even my car, it was my friend's, and it stalled, and I jumped in and it ran, so I just took it around. He said, go for it, and I did. Yeah.
This is your first time?
Yep. I'm going to do it again, too.
Looks like you had a lot of fun, Rich, but I am so glad you made it out of there healthy.
Not as glad as I am, because I found out later about the one they had to take a welder to cut out of a car. But I have to say, despite that risky feeling, that it is the most fun that I have ever had in a car in my life.
If you'd like to get into a race just like that, there's one coming up the end of this month. Call our hotline for more information.
Tonight, Jan and I are doing something different, something new on the bay. We're